So I know you have the book, but you also have the pledge, the pro-truth pledge. What are some of the components of it, and what is the objective of establishing this pledge?
Right. So the pledge can be found by anybody on protruthpledge.org. The point is that when you follow these truthful behaviors on social media, you will make your social network less inclined to error, and you can also spread more truthful behaviors to others. So they are, first of all, verify truth. Fact check before you share. Now, that's something that was challenging to me, but when I started to doing it, I discovered how many times I was about to share something that frankly didn't measure up to good fact checking. So secondly, honor truth. If people who have different political perspectives from you post something, you fact check it and you discover it's true, tell them, I fact checked this, it turned out to be true, and you helped me update my belief. I appreciate you publishing truthful information. And also hold your own friends to account. If they're on your side of the political spectrum and they publish something that's not true, tell them, this is actually hurting our side because our side depends on truthful, credible information.
Yeah.
So that in a nutshell is what those 12 truthful behaviors are all about.
And so far, how has the reception been? Have you been able to get anybody notable, anybody where it really matters that they're telling the truth? Have they signed on to the pledge?
Yeah, really fortunately, we've had more than 100 elected officials sign it, more than 7 sitting members of Congress, and 2 former presidential campaigns, Beto O'Rourke and Tim Ryan, both signed the pledge within the last year.
So as you were describing a few of these processes, it made me think of some of the changes that Twitter has made in the run-up to the election, where they've changed how retweeting information works, which retweeting is obviously one of the biggest parts of Twitter. Instead of just letting someone retweet it, it prompts you to add something to it, presumably to make it a little bit more of a cognitive effort to retweet something. And if you're retweeting an article that it registers you haven't clicked on, it prompts you to read it before spreading it, which seems like it should be obvious, but apparently it's not. Are those sorts of things that you think could be helpful?
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen some remarkable moves in social media platforms towards truthfulness, including not just what you said, but Twitter even flagging or taking down things that clearly seem to violate just plain old truthfulness. They didn't come up with this. They did it because people were angry and people were saying, I don't like it when these platforms allow lies. I think there's more work to be done. The platforms themselves need to be held accountable. Just as any supermarket, that was trying to sell you a magazine that was filled with lies and didn't flag it in such a way that you knew this was not truthful. So our social media platforms need to just accept they've become gatekeepers of truth and they cannot allow lies, especially given the kinds of concerted efforts that are being done by foreign actors to interfere with our democracy through social media campaigns deliberately designed to get inside people's filters and make them believe lies. It's a big battle that we're still in the middle of.
Yeah, well, my last question then will be about that battle, because many of the things that Twitter and Facebook have done recently, including flagging fake and false information, President Trump has run afoul of that any number of times. People like us who want only truthful information, especially when it's about something important like a pandemic to be spread like that, his followers have hated that and they have attacked those moves by Twitter. Should we accept this as just a cost of doing business? That's just part of this battle? Or is there something we can do to try to get them to be a little bit more understanding of social media giants weighing in to some extent on what is true and what is not?
Well, I don't think you're going to get understanding on the part of the electorate that has thrown their weight behind Trump. They've clearly thrown their weight behind somebody who does not value truth, who in fact rose to power, political power, on a lie, the lie of birtherism. And they are doing this, I believe, in good part out of a sense of desperation, of feeling that the things they value in this country are falling by the wayside. And I believe what's really necessary is a reaching out between people left and right across the divide. It didn't used to be that Republicans hated Democrats. The Democrats thought Republicans were trying to destroy the country, and that Republicans thought Democrats were haters of our nation. We have to find those common values, and these means having conversations about freedom. Frankly, I think truth is important. for freedom. You can't be free unless you know what the facts are, right? You can't disagree about policy, about how do you create jobs unless you know what the jobless rate is. You can't agree on a strategy for fighting a pandemic unless you know what are the vectors of disease. Those are facts. If you want your freedom, if you want a nation that's going to be strong and powerful, you need to agree around true facts. If you don't do that, really, we will lose this democratic experiment that has made this country so great.
Yeah.
So that would be my message. Reach out. Don't try to change other people with facts first. Find their values, find what you got in common. Then you can have conversations about truth.
I agree. Anyone watching this that'd like to learn more about some of the theories, the movement, or the pledge, the book is Pro-Truth, a practical plan for putting truth back into politics. Tim Ward, thank you. You're seeing the book there now. Tim Ward, we really appreciate you joining us today on the show. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John.
For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.